What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol NFLX for Netflix Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, I need to let you know that they gave us an earnings announcement after the bell today, and it's not going so hot. If we flip on the extended hours session, what you'll see is a massive drop, basically falling off of a cliff here inside of Netflix. Current trading price is around 415, 414. That's coming from a close today at roughly, where was this? Close to about 510, 507. So a 100-point move to the downside here, roughly. In Netflix, again, very, very ugly on this earnings announcement, especially with a broader marketplace that's pulling back aggressively right now. This is not a good thing here for Netflix, clearly. So this is going to make the opening trade tomorrow extremely difficult in my estimation here because the gap is so large. Traditionally, on gaps that are this big, you get two forces that are really working against each other here. You get the crowd who comes in and says, oh, wow, this must be a huge deal. It's a discount because we've fallen 100 points, right? So you get a crowd who comes in and starts buying, putting buying pressure on the stock, wanting it to go higher. But you also get the crowd who was, trying to accumulate a position in here who says, oh my God, Netflix, it's gone, right? There's no saving this thing. We have an entry that's far too far away. We may as well move on. And those people want to bail on the stock. They start putting selling pressure on it, right? So traditionally, on a gap this large with the two opposing forces, it's not uncommon to see this thing go sideways into the upcoming day here as it digests essentially the gap down, and these two forces really work into some sort of equilibrium, right? So that's what I would watch out for primarily. Unless you're a very skilled intraday trader, I probably wouldn't try to hop on this one until we get a firmer sense of direction. Now, could it do something like this and fill the gap overhead in one day? It could happen, but it doesn't really strike me as being a likely opportunity. And I think you're just, especially if you're trading zero DTE expiration options here, you're kind of setting yourself up for a disappointment if you don't get that move. Very, very risky thing to be doing. So in my estimation, Netflix is a patience play. We have to see how the open unfolds. We can put gap rules into play, but note the forces that I discussed just now. There's the overnight low. Let's just say that we open here 420 and the closing price of today, the gap fill is way up there. So here we go on the daily time frame chart. Otherwise, this would be impossible to see. Again, I can't even get this on the screen. There we go. So gap rules here. Number one for the fade, which again, I don't really think is a likely scenario, but if we fail to take out the overnight low and attract new sellers, longs could be produced up and through the opening print to start to fill the gap overhead. I wouldn't expect it to fill in one day. Maybe you get a partial gap fill. I would just monitor for continuation. We're also going to quickly find where the 50% fill is. That's roughly 463. Again, even that is asking a ton out of the stock. I don't see it as being a likely scenario. Just want to throw it on there in terms of where the half gap will be. That's what we've got to the upside. If it's a gap and go, meaning we do move lower, then what you're watching for is something like this. Bearish consolidation, maybe we put in a descending triangle. Breakdowns here, just look out below. We really don't have any recent trade history underneath there, so I'm not going to bother scrunching up for targets. Just monitor for continuation lower. I probably would not try to hop on the bandwagon short, noting the amount of damage that has already been done. If there's any sort of squeeze, anyone who's late to the party in here, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that. That's all I've got for you inside of Netflix. A patience play here for sure, in my estimation. I'd love to see the fireworks tomorrow morning at the bell. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new today, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.